we're going to very briefly come to standing, and I'm going to follow a much more traditional pattern. So just lift and roll your shoulders. Press your feet into the ground. So that means pressing your big toe, spreading your toes out. So you really secure your position. And then inhaling, raising your arms up. Breathing out, go to one side. Breathing in, come to the center. And breathing out, go to the other side. Come to the center. Reverse your hands and just lift your hands up. You can either look ahead or look up to your hands, depending on where you are with your neck. And then breathing out, lower your hands back down to your side. And raising one hand, breathing out and turning your head away from the hand. Breathing in, come back to the center. And breathing out, lower that hand. And inhaling, bending at the elbow to make the ascent softer, raising the other hand. Breathing out as you turn your head away from that hand. Breathing in as you bring your head back to center. And breathing out as you lower your arm back down. Lift and roll your shoulders. Bring your hands to your heart so your thumbs come into the chest, just setting your pose. Hard to slouch. When you press the palms of your hands together, just have a focus on the outer little fingers. They tend not to press together, but this, if I'm right in thinking, is this a lung meridian, connecting into your lung meridian. So it's a way of opening your lungs, and also with your elbows out, you're creating a little bit of space under your arms. And then step your feet aside and come very gently in your own time to a comfortable seated position. And I will say for this particular sequence, you optionally might like a cushion or a block or something to sit on. If you haven't got it to hand, don't worry, because when we get to the relevant bit, I can always invite you to use your hands. But if you equally might like something, then now would be the time to grab it. And we are going to do, as we so often do, a journey through the energy points, travelling along up the spine. There are so many ways you can do this. So today I've got, but you can't quite see, I don't think, they're out of the camera, but the Tibetan, the singing bowls. So we're going to do a journey very gently through the energy points. And then we'll start our actual yoga sequence. So bring your attention, however you're seated, to the base of your spine, and actually even the space beyond the base of the spine. So really at the bottom of your torso. And sitting, it's easy to think of the analogy of your spine connecting to the earth, with roots going almost into the earth. And sitting up, this is the Muladhara chakra, the base chakra. And on a note, this correlates to one of the lower notes, so this would be G or equivalent. And bringing your hands to probably your shins, we'll do a movement for the base chakra, breathing in, sitting up, and breathing out, rounding, chin comes to chest. Inhaling, sitting up, just lengthening your spine, and breathing out, rounding your back, your chin comes to your chest. And inhaling, sitting up, and breathing out, rounding, the chin comes to the chest. Just warming the base of the spine and the spine up generally. Come to the centre. And in your mind's eye, just move now a little bit further up along the spine. It's just inside the spine to the lower abdominal area. It's a point between the base of the spine and the navel. So it's the lower abdominal area. And we're going one note up to F or thereabouts. These bowls don't record sound precisely on a G or an F, but in that area. And still keeping your attention at that point, just very gently holding your knees or your shins, make little circles around in one direction. And you don't have to make complete circles, you can almost dive down like a water animal or a fish might do. We do connect to the element of water here. Just circling around. Your circles could be tiny or quite large, depending on what feels good for you. And then coming to the centre as you very gently reverse your circle, circling in any way that you want to. It can be circling up and circling down, just a freestyle movement to just start to move the energy in that area. And then very gently come to stillness. And move your mind up, your focus up a little bit further along the back of the spine to behind the navel. So the next note. Breathing in and out through the navel in your mind's eye. And this connects, of course, to our digestive system. So still holding your shins or your knees, sit up. I'm going to take, I don't mind which side you use, my left hand to my right knee. As I breathe in, I just sit up a little bit and my right hand goes behind me. I breathe in as I slightly lengthen my body. And as I breathe out, I'm going to turn. My head hopefully is the last thing to turn. Breathing in, just lengthening, and breathing out, just slightly turning. So this particular turn or rotation, again, is as little or as much as you'd like. And it turns at the navel area. Different rotations turn in different areas along the spine, but this focuses around the navel area. Just check that your shoulder is away from your ear. And inhaling, coming back to the center. Just connect your hands to your knees again as you breathe in, lifting up. And breathing out, just turn. My right hand is now going to my left knee as I turn the other way. Breathing in, I'm just lengthening my spine, and breathing out, I'm slightly turning. And the amount of turn is up to you. Coming back to the center, and just maybe bring your hands either to your knees or in front of you, just to nod slightly forward, compensating for the very slight turn that you've made. And coming back to sitting upright again. And we move to the heart, so behind, just in front of your behind your back, but just in front of the spine, is your heart level. And the note is this. Breathing in and out, focusing at the heart level. And just bringing your hands towards your chest, breathing in, open your arms as little or as much as you would like. And breathing out, bring your hands back to your heart. Your hands can cross, whatever feels comfortable. You can slightly lower your head. Breathing in, just slightly open your arms. And breathing out, lower chin slightly to chest. And breathing in, just opening your arms out. And breathing out, just bring your hands back, chin slightly comes to chest. Relaxing, just dropping your hands once more back to being comfortable wherever you had them. And in your mind's eye, travel up just a little bit further to your throat, to the back. And then the sound for the throat as we move into the elements of ether now. So breathing out, just gently turn your head to one side as little or as much as you would like. There's no forcing. And take an in and an out breath here. Going back to the center, and very gently as you next breathe out, turn your head to the other side. And take an in and an out breath. Come back to the center and just one more time in either direction and your own breath. Turning. No forcing. Come to the center and very gently breathing out, turning to the other side. And coming to the center. And we're moving up one more to the third eye, this little dent in the center of the forehead, the Ajna center. Again, it's the element of ether and the note of B. The sound sometimes resonates around the head. And just taking either one hand and with the finger pads, just very gently making a little circle. Anti-clockwise would be the initial movement, and then reversing your movement to gently clockwise, but really don't worry, just making little circles with your finger pads. And releasing your hand back down to the side, onto your lap. And then we come to the top of the head, the crown chakra, the note of A. The highest note. And just either bring your focus to the crown of the head or actually lift your arms up, elbows slightly out, clasp your hands over the crown of the head and just turn slightly to one side, lowering your head as you come round to the other side, just connecting with the fontanelles, crown, the sutra, with your head, with the bones join at the top. Lower your arms. Once more, lift and roll your shoulders. Come to unravel your legs. They've been static for quite some time. Rolling onto your knees. And just start to warm up with your knees hip width apart, your hands are hip width apart, with the classic cat-cow. Breathing in, dipping your back, either looking up or along the mat. And breathing out, rounding. Chin comes to chest. And inhaling, dipping your back. And rounding. And again, in your own time, dipping your back. And rounding. And as you round, begin to tuck your toes underneath, once more opening your lung meridians. Bring your bottom back, hands back, tummy or lower abdomen in towards the spine very slightly. You're engaging about 10% of your capacity to protect your back as you activate your core. And then just lift your knees. Walk your feet to your hands to your feet. Soften, bend your knees. Hold your elbows, and just for a moment, just let your torso rest on your thighs, your head relaxes. Take a breath in and out, and then drop your hands. You can use your hands against your body to gradually coming up to standing. Lift and roll your shoulders. Walk towards the front of your mat as we do a warm-up salute to the sun. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands together at the heart center. Inhale, raise your hands up, look up if that works for you, and spread your fingers. Breathing out, really bend your knees as you roll down vertebra by vertebra. Hands are either side of the feet or just ahead of the feet. Step or slide your right foot back, your right knee comes on the ground. Just enjoy the stretch along the spine. Slide or step your left foot back so that you're back kneeling again in cat. And inhaling, dipping your back once more as you come into cat. And then breathing out, round your back, tucking your chin towards your chest. Also tuck your toes under. Move your hands back maybe. As you come into a very soft dog, one leg comes up, one knee with the other knee. Push your bottom away from you. Feel that you can adjust your feet wider to give you better support. Bend one knee and straighten it. Bend the other knee and straighten it. Each time you bend your knee, you're lengthening on your spine. And then you can perhaps bend both knees and straighten them. Your heels don't have to touch the ground. They're just aiming towards the ground. Really enjoy the stretching out. Your thumb, mound, and your index finger are pressing into the ground. But just make sure you're spreading your fingers as well, like you spread your toes. And then very gently bend both knees and come back down to the ground. And move your hands to the left. This gives you space for your right foot to come up. Your hands come either side of your right foot. And once more, come to bringing your abdomen slightly in towards your spine as you tuck your left toe underneath. Lift up your back left knee. And either step or slide your left foot towards your right foot. Hands go on the shins. Inhaling, lengthening along the spine. So you feel that your tailbone is lengthening all the way up to the top of the head. Breathing out, bend your knees and elbows go out to the side. Breathing in, press your hands on your shins as you once more lengthen along your spine. Stay here as you breathe out. And breathing in, soften both knees, press your feet into the ground and roll up vertebra by vertebra as you stack your vertebra like a string of pearls one on top of the other. And then inhaling, raising your arms up. Look up if that suits you. Spread your fingers. If not, look ahead. And breathing out, lower your hands back down. Lift and roll your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, hands together at the heart. This time, drop your hands. Roll your shoulders back and clasp behind your back so that your knuckles are aiming to the ground. And feel this opening you up at the collarbone, the shoulder, where the shoulder joins. Collarbone joins the shoulder. And then separate your hands behind you and slide your hands down the backs of your legs to the ground. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And then step or slide your left foot back, left knee on the ground. Right knee slides back, go back into cat again. Make sure that your knees are hip width apart, dipping your back as you breathe in, looking either along the floor or up. And breathing out, round, chin comes to chest. Dipping your back as you breathe in. And this time as you round, come once more into a very gentle downward dog. Bottom pushes away from the wrists. Wider space between the feet. Walk the dog by bending one knee and then the other. You can rock your bottom from side to side. You can bend both knees and straighten them. And then just very gently bend both knees back down to the ground. And this time, your hands go to the right to allow space for your left foot to come up. Hands go by the side of your left foot. Tuck your right toes underneath. Tummy or abdomen comes into the spine to protect your back. Lift your right knee and step your right foot to your left foot. Hands go on your shins. Press your hands in as you breathe. Feel that you're lengthening from your tailbone to the top of the head, chin in. Breathing out, bend your knees, elbows come out to the side. Inhale, press your hands onto your shins, lengthening along your spine. And stay here as you breathe out. And breathing in, soften your knees, press your feet into the ground as you roll up vertebra by vertebra. Inhaling, raising your hands up, look up if that's good for your neck, spread your fingers, and breathing out, lower your hands back down to the side. Lift and roll your shoulders, and then just bend your knees and come rolling down to a seated position, however that works for you. And come to have your legs out in front of you. And just bounce your legs. And extend, just have your hands supporting you. Extend your heels, feet upwards, and toes forward. Toes forward is stretching the tops of your feet, which is into your lymph system. Toes up, and toes forward, and toes up, and toes forward. Bounce your legs again. Open your feet or your legs into a slight V. And again, I don't mind which side you start from. You might want to lift the flesh up from under your bottom. I am going to bring my right knee in towards my left leg. Your right foot doesn't have to touch the left leg, it's just in the general position. If anyone's stiff under the knee or the leg, you can always have a cushion or support here. Just lightly touch your hands on the ground, lengthen your body, turn towards your outstretched legs. I'm turning towards my left leg. I'm going to lift my hands up. I'm expecting Nicky will just go straight forward, but because of back issues, I'm going to bend my elbows and slide my hands down. Just coming forward. My head is just coming forward towards my left foot. You come down as little or as much as you would like. Feel that you're lengthening along the back of the spine to the top of the head and then relaxing down. So this becomes a forward bend, of course, which is beginning to calm the nervous system a little bit more than we have done. And the right hip is open, so it becomes a hip opener. And it's a very slight rotation, which is a movement your spine needs for ultimate health. So this pose in Sanskrit is called Janu Shirshasana, which is knee to head pose. Shirshasana is head, Janu is knee, and asana is pose. And it ticks many boxes. Tummy in, lower abdomen in to support you as you slide your hands back up your left thigh. And I'm going to bring my left hand behind me and just raise my right thumb up. And I'm looking at my right thumb only if that's good for your neck, if not, look straight ahead. And the action of looking up disconnects the eyes from the stress centers of the brain. So it's like a mini mindfulness movement. And then breathing out, lower the hand back down. Then take your right knee to support it, lifting it up, sliding it out. Just bounce your knees again. And then come into that little V. And this time bringing up your left leg, turning it out, your left foot towards your right leg. Keep the right heel extended if you can remember that, because that extends the psoas, which is the inner muscle running alongside the leg. And it's part of your, as you stand, it's part of the, you need balance on the inside and the outside. So just slightly lengthen your body by placing your hands down. Turn towards your right leg, which leg it was. Raise your hands up. And you can come straight down. That's quite tight on the back. I prefer to bend my elbows in and slide down, whichever works for you. If you've got a strong core, you can come straight down. Just notice that one side is inevitably going to be slightly different from the other side. So this side is not my best side. Again, it's a forward bend. Hip opener and rotation. We tend to not use up our breath capacity towards the back of our lungs. So this opens or encourages us to breathe into our lungs at the back. And then very, very gently slide your hands up your leg. My left hand is going to go behind me and my right hand just goes up, looking upwards. And then breathing out, lower my right hand. Just unravel your legs. They've been bent up a little bit. Again, bounce them. And then bring them back in again, bound angles. So the soles of your feet come towards each other. They have to touch. You come forward as little or as much as you like. Your thumbs can be inside the soles of your feet, or you can sit up even further and just you're opening your inner thighs, which is your lower limb. You're opening it, part of your hip flexibility. And bouncing your knees is just spreading energy, it's anti-stagnation. And then very gently come to a cross-legged position for a most peculiar and very Tibetan movement. You are breathing, basically just pull up your perineum and release. Pull up your perineum and release. And pull up your perineum and release. If you're wondering why on earth you do that, it just sets up a tonal wave inside you. So it's a kind of internal beauty, not beauty, but an inside toner. And then we're going to transition from this movement to the next movement. We're working along the spine. So the transitional movements can be very varied, but just sit up and round, chin to chest. Sit up and round, chin to chest. And sit up and round, chin to chest. And then as we move to the next chakra, which is just slightly the sacral area, just slightly up, it is reclined lying twist. And I'm never good at explaining this, so it's what I'm going to be doing is lying down, putting one leg up on the left arm. So my left leg is extended, my right leg is on top, and then I'm just going to go to the side. So I'm lying down, my left leg is extended, my right knee is on top of my left leg, and then I'm going to roll my entire body towards the left. My left hand is on my right thigh, if you can see that, and my right hand can either be resting on my waist, or it can be above me, open, like a baby sleeps underneath the arm, or the strongest movement is opening your right arm like a book out to the side. That's a very strong movement onto the arm. So you can have your arm resting on your thigh, softest, the next softest arm up above you or out. And your head can turn away from your knee. And you can also have support under your right knee with a cushion you can rest on it. So this is opening, it's a rotation, but you might feel it opening along the spine, along the sacral area. So it's a lower twist than the twist that we did, the seated twist. It's just slightly lower. Nothing for you to do, just breathe in and out. confers many benefits. It's just stretching and gently opening on the entire body. And then just roll onto your back, bend both knees, place them on the floor, and you'll feel that you've twisted out of alignment, which you have. So you might like to just press your feet into the floor, lift your bottom to straighten yourself out. And now I'm going to straighten out my right leg, hug my left knee in, and then roll over to the right. My right hand rests on my left thigh, and my left hand is just on my waist, and I'm turning my head slightly away from the direction of the knee. If you want to explore further into this pose, you can extend your right heel, which then again activates your muscles really on the inside, or inside and outside. So it's almost as if you're standing on the floor. You're activating your muscles, but don't activate too much, just be comfortable. And then very, very gently roll back. Both feet go on the floor to lift and round yourself. Just lift your bottom. And then hug your knees into your chest. And rock gently from side to side. And then we would normally do a forward bend, but we're going to do it lying on our backs. So just hold your hands underneath your thighs and raise your feet towards the ceiling. You can keep your knees bent at any, you don't have to straighten your knees. Just support your legs and just very, very gently, you can slightly rock from side to side, or if you just want to stay static. You're compensating for the twisting movement by doing a forward bend that you're doing from the back, which might or might not make sense. Just circle your ankles in one direction while you're here. And then very, very gently circle your ankles in the other direction. Hug your knees into your chest again. Place both feet on the floor, hip width apart. And open your arms out like a T, palms down. You might like to bring your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. As you let both knees drop to one side, your head turns away slightly from the knees. Your knees and your head come back to the center as you drop both knees to the other side and your head turns away from the center. Windscreen wiper, knees and head central, knees drop one side, head goes the other side. It's part of the anti-aging somatic movement, exploring where the limbs join the torso. So just explore from side to side. And this then, of course, is working at the lower hip level where the legs join the torso. And then coming to stillness. If you want to explore the upper join where the shoulders join the arms come into the shoulder sockets, turn your palms upwards and even beyond upwards. Little finger going as far as it can. Turn your palms down. Thumb goes into the floor. And just a couple of times more, palms up. You can carry on turning your palms so that your little finger comes over, which I find very difficult on one side. It doesn't show up one's weaknesses, up and down. So again, this comes into the somatic movement, or the anti-aging somatic movement, which is worth remembering. And then coming to hugging your knees into your chest. And then coming to rolling to one side, or we're going to be coming to kneeling ultimately, but I'm going to come to that by coming to the side. Take your time. coming gently up, and then coming around and coming down to kneeling, back to a cat position. And we're transitioning to the navel area. So do a couple of cat cows, dipping your back, looking up, and rounding, chin comes to chest. Dipping your back, and then rounding, chin comes to chest. Move your hands to the right and bring your left leg up. Hands either side of your left foot. You can in this tuck your right toes over. So see how you feel. And if your balance is wobbly, you can move your left foot out more towards the edge of the mat. And if your right knee needs any support, you can use a cushion under your right knee. But hopefully you'll be okay to bring your tummy or lower abdomen towards your spine as you lift up, so you're standing up. I'm now going to lift my right hand upwards, tummy in, and bring my right arm over my left elbow. Palms together. Press down onto your left leg with your elbow, so that you're almost doing a twist. Tummy in, the left palm is pressing into the right, chin tucks in, and either looking behind you or looking up or looking down on the floor if that's not great, or looking straight ahead. It's a twist at the central spinal area just behind the navel. And then just unravel. Hands go either side of your left foot to give you space to slide your left foot back. Just dip your back, cat, and rounding your back, cow, chin to chest. And then come to the other direction. Hands go to the left, right foot slides up. Hands either side of the right foot. Wiggle the right foot out slightly to the edge of the mat if your balance is not great. And if you tuck your back toes under, it's optional. It might give you more balance as you're lifting up. Nicky's doing a lovely variation there. Lifting up your left hand, bringing my left hand over the right knee, palms together. Press your palms into one another and turn. So even in this twist, you'll lengthen your spine from the tailbone to the top of the head and your chin tucks in. And then just very, very gently come back and just slide back to cat again, dipping your back and rounding, dipping your back and rounding. And then tapping your toes, sliding your hands back, coming to a forward bend. If your hands, you keep your knees soft, if your hands can touch your big toes, you get your second and third finger under your big toe and your thumb over it, great. If not, just come to really bend your knees and come forward. If not, you can hold your big toe and you're completing a circle of energy, compensating for the rotational movement you made. You want to begin to straighten your legs so that you're in a real circle, do. If not, then just breathing in and breathing out. And then take your hands out, soften your knees. Come back down to the mat. And then come to a seated position, cross-legged. And this is a breathwork practice. So in traditional yoga, after we've done a certain amount of movement, the yogis like you to absorb the energy back into your system that you expended, and also dissipate any toxins that you built up, and you can release them. So in some systems, like Shivananda, they often have rest in between poses. You'll do a few poses and then you rest. So in this system, they like you to do a breathwork practice, and there are several, but I'm going to do something slightly different today. So just bring your thumbs up 30 degrees. You can bend at the elbows, and you're almost sniffing the air in and out of your nose. So the inhalation equals the exhalation. So it's sniffing. And breathe in. Hold the breath in, touch the thumbs together, and then breathing out, just bringing your hands back down. And then lifting and rolling your shoulders. So this next twist can be done, and we're moving on now to the heart area. And here there's no transition, which is very interesting. You just go straight into the exercise. So it's a rotation with rotation at the heart area. I am very bad at explaining myself. You can either have your legs out. So if I have my legs out, I bring my right knee over my left. If you're very much more into twisting up, then you can, I have to think about it, I can bring my right leg over my left knee. My left knee's twisted up. So you take whichever works for you, either in or my bottom left leg can be straight out, whichever works for you. So wherever you are, just hold your right knee and sit up. And you'll feel a stretch on the outer edge of your hip, which activates a little muscle that's quite important for lots of functions, which includes stiffness in the lower back. So this is beginning to open into that. And then I'm going to keep holding my right knee, and I'm going to raise my left arm, tummy comes in, and I'm going to just clasp my knee, hand behind, and turn. But Nicky's demonstrating a very much more elegant pose. So she's doing that, but I'm going to do that. This is softer. And as you turn, you'll feel the twist slightly higher up, as I said, behind your heart area. And then just come back to the center. Just nod forward to compensate for your rotation. Bring your hands either side of you to allow you space to lean back to unravel your legs. And then I'm going to ask you to come to the other side, which is for me bringing up my right leg and bringing my left leg over. If that's too much, then just straighten out your bottom leg. And it's the same here on the other side. Lifting up. I'm going to raise my right arm, tummy comes in, that supports your core, but also supports your lower back. And then I'm just going to hug my knee into my chest and then just turn. And then just come back. Nicky's reminded me the time's ticking on, so just come forward. Hands down. If you wanted to be very athletic, you would roll forward onto your knees and jump back. However, I'm going to just unravel my legs. And then come standing, rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Lifting and rolling the shoulders. I'm going to turn my back to you as I step out in a triangle. I'm going to turn my right foot in, my left foot out slightly, and come into come into warrior two, and just stop, soften my front leg, look beyond my third finger, Drop my back right hand, straighten my leg as I look up to my thumb, and then just come back to warrior two. And then lower my hands, straighten my feet, turn to the other side. So right foot goes out, left foot goes in, hands in warrior, and then just soften my front knee, looking beyond the third finger with the front hand, and then just straighten the leg and soften. You might want to lift up, looking up, and then just release. Bring your feet parallel and then come in. A Tibetan Trikonasana or triangle. Just glue one hand. I'm going to glue my left hand to my thigh. Lift up my right hand. Keep my right hand glued to my ear as much as I can. It is almost impossible. And just slide down, really supporting. You're not going to come very far. It's chin tucks in to protect your neck. I'm only coming a little bit. Tummy in to bring you up. Lower that right arm. And left arm comes up. Really hold your thigh. Slide. Feel that you're between two panes of glass with your body. You're not going to go very far. Sliding up. Lower your hand. Thumbs together. Just sway from side to side. And you can explore either carrying on with this, or if you want to come to the center and just lift your heels for a balance, you can do that too, but it's all optional. And then lower your feet. Releasing your hands, coming back down to the earth once more. And if you have that cushion available, then just put it under your bottom. If you didn't have the cushion available, just come to being on your back, on your elbows. I'm going to press my feet down, lift my bottom, and I'm going to put my hands underneath my bottom to support me. Knees in, feet up. I'm keeping a bend in my feet. And just sway from side to side. As I said, you can rest your bottom on a cushion. So this is a very, very modified shoulder stand. Viparita. I'm not going to keep you here very long. It's just turning your body upside down. Very good if you stay here for a bit longer for your balancing your hormones. Hug your knees into your chest and carry on just rocking from side to side. Press your feet or let your feet go onto the floor and just start a pelvic tilt. Palms down, lifting your bottom up slightly and then releasing your bottom down to the floor. You're only moving it a tiny bit, so there's a little gap appears under your spine. Pressing your feet down as if you lift your bottom up slightly and then just releasing and relaxing. You're rotating, you're strengthening the back, but you're moving your lower abdominal area. And funnily enough, it comes in as a throat movement as well. You're just opening your front up. If you want to just do a bridge, press your feet down, actually lift your bottom, lift your elbows, stretch your elbows up above you, and breathing out the lower, everything back down to the ground and hug your knees into the chest once more, rocking from side to side. This can also be considered an upside down child. And then just very gently place your feet on the ground. You can stay here for a moment or two as we finish the practice. And I'm going to come to a seated position and just go through the singing rolls and the chakras again. So being comfortable, bringing your mind once more to the base chakra at G note. breathing in and out at the base of the spine or even just beyond the spine. Moving up a little bit further in the abdominal area, just behind the spine, to the water element, connected to our adrenals and kidneys. Moving up a little bit further behind the navel, our digestive enzymes. Connects also to the feet and to the eyes. Moving up a little bit further to behind by the heart, behind the heart. Connecting into our area of obviously love and compassion, but also a sense of touch, our hands. And this is just above the heart. Moving up to the throat, behind the front of the spine, the throat area. We seek our truth. Moving up to the third eye, at dent and forehead, that little indentation of Ajna center, center of intuition, center of knowledge. And then finally moving to the crown of the head, the Sarasvara chakra, where everything comes together. It is what links us, it's what links our vibration, our magnetic field with the rest of the world, and correlates with the note of A. Take a moment to make a wish for the day, as we did yesterday, for you or for somebody else, to have a lovely day, a lovely week ahead. And then come to connecting with where you are, and either stay where you are and tune out, just relax, or if you want to come to a seated position, you don't have to. I'm going to end the lesson, just take a mental bow for yourself. And thank you very much indeed, everybody. But you can stay where you are, that's absolutely fine. So, thank you.